Okay, this is lesson 2 of the SQL Fundamental series. Thanks for joining. In this lesson, we'll be focusing on select variations. So I want to move over to our W3 Schools website and start writing some code. All right, so in our last video, we did something very simple. We just focused on the select keyword and the from keyword. And that allows us to select columns from tables that we want to see. We also talked about how there's an asterisk that allows us to see every column in a table. So if you're working in a real environment with a real company or organization that has been around a while, one key thing to note is that you're not going to have a database with the total record count in the table with numbers like these. The maximum record count here is a table called order details, and it only has 518 records. And if I kind of look at it, I can see there are 518 order IDs associated with different products. And so the way I would read this is order ID 10248. They sold product ID of 11, and there were 12 of those products in the order. Yeah, that's only 518 records. In some real life tables, you might have millions of records in a table. So writing a query, as simple as it is to write select star from anything, if you do that in your table at work, that query might take a very long time to run. Uh, be cautious about that type of thing. Even though this is easy to write, it's not necessarily good for the server. So one technique you can use if you're just scouting out what tables have, because in a real life environment, you're not going to have a web page that allows you to just click like this and information be returned so quickly. So what you can do is you can, depending on your language, there may be different varieties of this depending on what database your company uses. But SQL Server, for example, you can write select top, and then you can put a number in. You can put top 5 as an example. Put a space in between it, and so select the top 5 asterisk from employees. What that'll do, you see employees has 10 records. But what it'll actually do if I put the top 5 is it'll only return 5, the first 5 records that the query finds, it'll return those only. You can even change that number to really anything you want. You can do top 1, and it only returns 1 record. So this technique will allow you to look at database tables and get a peek inside the box without having to return millions of records. Another technique regarding the select statement that you need to know is if I was to take out the top and just pull everything out from the customer table. So select star from customer, customers with an S. Very important to get the letters perfect. So there are 91 records. Well, sometimes you want to get different information out of this. So you can tell from the customers table, if I was to scroll down, there are a number of countries being queried, right? You have Germany, Mexico, UK, Sweden, but there's 91 records. And so what if my manager asked me, hey, tell me all the different countries that we have customers in. Give it to me within the hour. What if there's more than 91 records? I'm not going to go through and scroll down line by line and write it down in a notebook, right? There's a lot of duplicates. Mexico comes up multiple times. The United Kingdom comes up multiple times. There's got to be a more efficient way of figuring out how many countries, how many unique countries we have customers in, right? So similar to select selecting the columns, you can actually throw another keyword in here. Let's say that I only care about country. So select country from customers, right? And then I get this big list of 91 records. I can type select distinct country from customers and click run. And now you see the number of records change to 21. What I just did is distinct is another word for unique, right? So I basically said select the unique countries from customers. And so the SQL code ran through my list and it it returned every country name if it appeared at least once. It is on this list. So now you can see A through V. Down to Venezuela, I have every country, and that's the answer to the problem. This can work in any number of fields. So let's say I wanted to get the unique cities. I can do that as well. Select distinct city, take off the asterisk, and boom, I get the same thing for city, right? Very, very powerful tool. All right, so that's all I had in this short lesson about some enhancements to the select statement. We went through top and distinct keywords. Tune in for the next lesson, and we'll keep learning more about SQL. Thanks.